Construction of Monkuma Road nears completion. Details to this story and more in the National Report.
Grenada. The time for the national census is here again. Interviewers will be visiting your homes to gather information about you and your family. The data you provide determines budget allocation for health, grant funding for community projects, and government assistance for families and the elderly. The census is required by law, and so is your participation. We assure you that your information will be kept confidential. Do your part. Stand up and be counted, because we all count in this census. For more information about the census and your participation, contact the Grenada Central Statistical Office at 440-1369 or cso@cso.gov.gd.
Welcome back. With the details to the news for Thursday, February 23rd, 2023, I am Sherry-Ann Noel. Construction of the Monkuma Bypass Road is nearing completion and will soon be commissioned for use by motorists. Infrastructure Minister Honorable Dennis Cornwall, who visited the project site on Wednesday, told the Government Information Service that it is important to ensure quality work on the road. With the present situation at Molineux and that of the Willis Road, Honorable Cornwall appealed to motorists to continue to exercise patience.
So we would ensure that the remaining issues that has to be done in terms of having the quality pavement done on the road in not a distant future be done, and that road would be open for traffic in the near future. But again, let the contractors have its way, get the work done with the quality that we need so that we can be able to at least provide smooth flowing traffic on this road here in Monkuma. We know that the weight of the trucks that are going to be on this road is one that would give this corner some real pressure. So there's an 8-inch concrete placement on this road here. That is to strengthen the base, as well as there's an additional 4-inch asphalt that has to be placed on the road. The quality of the concrete and the quality of the asphalt has to be in good standard. If not, you would have the wavy kind of pattern on the road, so we have to ensure that the quality and the quantity of the material is there to support what we're trying to achieve here.
Motorists are also being urged to refrain from removing the barriers placed and not be tempted to pass on the roadway since it is still a construction site.
But whenever you pass it, they will tend to dig the surface of the road at the moment, and that means that he has to go back and redo what was done already. We do not want that to continue. So we need to ensure that the pavement takes place efficiently and in good quality. We would make the point that sometimes we do not get always the best quality of asphalt. And even if we use hot mix and it's not about good quality, sooner or later it would be deteriorated again and the road becomes another problem. So what we need for the road is good quality asphalt in the quantity, and we want to make sure that when we put it on the road and so on, it holds up for at least 20 to 30 years and so on. Without that, we'll be repeating the same process over and over. So the quality of the material, the quantity of the material is key.
Moving along, the Ministry of Finance says payment of severance and other termination benefits to the employees of the Marketing and National Importing Board, MNIB, on record as of February 28, 2023, will be made at the Treasury on Tuesday, February 28, 2023, commencing at 8:30 a.m. The payments are part and parcel of the government's decision to reform the MNIB with a view to increase food security by rationalizing and improving the coordination of food collection, storage, preservation, and distribution, including exportation in the agricultural sector. The ministry advises that employees will be required to present their national insurance card and termination letter and sign for receipt of their checks. Grenada is being recognized as the only country in the Western Hemisphere where environmentally friendly air conditioning units can be purchased. This follows its outstanding performance in Phase 1 of the International Climate Change Project, CIFO, or Cool Contributions Fighting Climate Change. This is being implemented by the German agency GIZ with contribution from the German government. In the initial stage of the project, 30 national refrigerant air conditioners were donated to Grenada as part of a pilot program. They were installed on various buildings, following which a comparison was done of previous AC units and the current ones to determine energy performance and climate benefits. Leslie Smith, National Ozone Officer in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, says Grenada's performance in the first phase gave rise to a decision to implement a second phase.
The C41 has positioned Grenada as the only country in the Western Hemisphere where you can get these environmentally friendly air conditioners for purchase, and so we are now exporting to other countries this technology. Grenada is also a leader globally in this technology, and again the C4 project has set the platform for that to happen. After a very successful completion of the C41 and the performance that Grenada had, of course, GIZ Proclaimer, the German government, saw it fit to do a phase 2. So not all of the countries that were involved in the phase 1 received funding and assistance for phase 2. But because of our outstanding performance and the way we were able to project these new technologies, we were able to qualify and benefit from the C4 too.
Marja Schwarzma of GIZ, the German Development Corporation, says a major purpose of Phase 2 is to raise greater awareness among the public about the advantages of green cooling appliances.
And we just need people to know more about the benefits too. So we would really like them to discover about the benefits and see that this has great advantages in terms of also the electricity bill, because since they're more energy efficient, people also need to pay less when they power these appliances.
On the Phase 1, some local technicians were able to further study green appliance technology in Germany, while others received the training locally from the German government. Smith says this means that Grenada has the largest cadre of technicians who are trained in dealing with environmentally friendly air conditioning systems, and as a result, they can network with other Caribbean countries to share best practices. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. Senior advisor with the Caribbean Export Development Agency, Natasha Edwin Walcott, says they have received encouraging interaction and feedback from participants at a two-day Leveraging CARIFORUM trade workshop. The workshop, which was held at the Radisson Resort, covered areas such as export promotion, preparing for new markets, labeling of prepackaged goods, and the efficient use of market intelligence tools.
We also welcomed Mrs. Bhagwan Logi, who is the new representative on Caribbean Exports Board. So all in all, we're very happy with the level of engagement from the exporters.
So after today, what's next?
Right, so we will continue the partnership with the Grenadian officials. We are very happy, and as Caribbean Export, we are committed to Grenada and providing assistance to the private sector. So over the next few days, we will, review what has happened, and then we'll be able to discuss with the ministry officials other types of support that we can provide, whether it's capacity building to the private sector or other areas of technical assistance to ensure that Grenada's exporters are ready for the international market.
Craig Paul of Taser's Spice brand, producers of chocolate bars and teas, Alicia Mason of Mason's Essential, and Aaron Morris of Tweeder's Fruits and Sea Moss all expressed positive sentiments about the presentations made over the 2 days.
The expo was very informative for me because I would like to export my products. So I must be aware of the standards and the specifications of exporting my products into another country. So the standards of a particular country, I must be aware of it. So I think this session was very informative. That prep me in a way to know, okay, if I want to export, I should follow certain criteria. So this was a mechanism where kind of helped me to facilitate my knowledge on how to develop my product brand or packaging that would be acceptable to any regional or international country.
Is that not all businesses are ready for export, or not all businesses should be thinking about exporting. So it is something to consider, knowing where you're at and knowing if you need to leave your country and look at other markets. And of course, knowing what are the requirements of these markets, because sometimes we think it's just sending our goods abroad. And when you see the requirements, you almost feel like, okay, I'm not going to bother with this. So it is, it's very informative, and there's a lot of information out there where you can get a lot of data. It's just a matter of getting the right resources. We were given a couple sites where you can get data and know which market you can tap into for which particular product. So especially if you have a product, all right, this particular country I can consider as a potential market.
It plays a potential role in terms of getting your business outside there, and the means of ways of getting the required documents for the export market, and the requirements in certain countries, what it requires to get your goods outside there.
The workshop is the first in a series of engagements to improve access and build capacity, which will in turn transform the economy. Food security, food safety and its importance were the focus of a workshop for 4-Hers as the Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program SIAP seeks to build agriculture capacity at an early age. The workshop, which was held recently at the Southern Agricultural District Office at Lasseter St. David, saw participation from 4 primary schools in the parish. The future agriculturists were educated on the importance of food safety, zeroing on the factors behind food insecurity, and the importance of growing enough to sustain themselves and supply to others. Project Manager Byron Campbell says the aim is to ensure that they understand that food security means available, nutritious, and affordable.
This is exposing them to all the factors of food and to explain to them why, in fact, you have food insecurity and food, in other words, that they understand when they go to the supermarket, they see mainly imported foods. Why is that so? They bring them to understand that it's a profitability question for the importer. They're concerned about making money. So how do we begin to change the desires or the preferences? How do you explain how they understand that what we grow here is even more nutritious, is better, it's more healthy? It's the question of affordability is always an issue. But starting with the young people at an early age, we think is the way to go. Because
Climate Smart Agriculture Coordinator at SIAP, Kenley Edwards, stresses healthy eating as vital in the food security agenda.
Safe and nutritious food. Healthy eating. Eat natural as much as possible, but not only that, but it must be available, because if it's not available, then they would not be able to, if I may say, consume it. So availability and accessibility is 2 things that I stressed on, and once I think the young ones could do that, I think it starts with them, they change their eating patterns, I think it will go a long way, because whatever you eat now at a young age, it will affect you later on in life. So if you start eating healthy, not just eating healthy, but practicing the right way, making sure that you exercise and you eat the right food, then it could prolong your healthy life. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to take that with them as part of the discussion which was discussed with them today.
4-Hers from the Current Government School, Christian Niles, explained the importance of not wasting food.
Well, I learned about how to farm and different stuff, and how much people are starving over waste of food and stuff. So I want to say, don't waste what you have, use it. If you don't have use for them, make it have use, and if you don't have any use for it, give it to somebody that have use for it.
And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Thursday, February 23rd, 2023. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sherry Noel, thanking you for viewing.